Road. I am the current board chair of Friedenberg Township. Last June, the town board requested inspections be done of the gravel pits in our township. There were allegations of permit violations presented by residents to our town board, to you, and even written formal complaints to county planning. So thank you for enabling these inspections to take place, and to members of county planning who performed timely, proper, and thorough inspections. These inspections proved that there were minimal to no compliance issues with the active pits, and the inactive sites have been reclaimed or in the planning stages to be reclaimed. This has alleviated concerns and helped protect the reputations of the owners of these operations. Next, I'm speaking on my own behalf, is my personal view of two permits that were issued in the township. One was for the expansion of a gravel pit and received almost no community objection or concerns. The approval was appropriate. The other, 6464 Friedenberg Lake Road, has obviously been criticized continually for almost 3 years. The creation of a gravel pit is not one of my first choices about property can be utilized. However, this site did meet the current county requirements. To deny approval would have wronged the applicant. Perhaps the county requirements should be updated. Are they adequate to protect neighboring properties? Also, it's my understanding that many property sales are contingent upon permanent approvals. In this case, the applicant did purchase the property. The septic system is now compliant, and I see no reason to contest these points. I thank Commissioner Keith Nelson and Mr. Matt Johnson. There's been considerable criticism throughout this ordeal to try to find fault in a process or in one's character because someone disagrees with the decision is unfortunate. I always found them to be approachable and remain professional despite the tensions that were involved. I expect this to continue. Thank you.
Next up, Greg and Julie Michalski. I didn't butcher that too bad, did I?
No, I don't know. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll get your name and address for the record.
Greg Michalski, 8240 Long Lake Lane. I live on Long Lane. Okay? And the reason why I'm here is I've been through the failed township and Tony and his crew. Okay? And that's where it all starts. I walked in pre-COVID quite a while ago, years ago now, and asked him, what's the situation for heavy equipment on the property? This is a small lake, residential lake, and the lady there gave me a color map, okay? Green, residential property, okay? And she asked me, what's going on? Well, I think there's heavy equipment out there. Well, on a piece of paper. No, not allowed, class 2, class 3, heavy equipment. These are heavy equipment. And that goes on for a while, okay? Then I'm told to go talk to the St. Louis County Planning Board in Virginia. Talk to the person there. About a year and a half, I'm shuffling papers, doing this, doing that, doing things for him. And he sends out letters, and this doesn't work, that doesn't work. We're getting frustrated. Finally, he gets to the point where he gets to the St. Louis County attorney in Duluth. Talk to him. And I do what he tells me to do. Jot down days and times he comes when he leaves, was bad, and do all that. And nothing happens. I'm getting frustrated. And here I'm looking at this building out there, big 20 by 40, 40 by 60 by 22 building that he repairs this equipment on all the time. I gotta sit and listen and darn near taste his diesel engines going all the time. And that cannot be healthy for anybody. We have a little walking area around our area. We have kids, families, dogs, bicyclists, runners, whatever, around this area out there. This cannot, they're waiting for an accident to happen out there, I'm sorry. Okay? It's been on for years now. And then my wife called, we have a blight problem out there too. And you look across the road, that's where he stores all his property, and he works on his building on my side a little bit, okay?
He's got all his trucks. He's got 2 semi-truck trucks back there, the trailers to go with them, a backhoe, loader,
He'll leave these engines running for a good hour.
2 hours,
At
one
most.
day.
Yeah, 2 hours. Why?
Until I called the
Understand.
cops and asked them to shut it off because I could taste it in our bathroom.
Yeah, and we can. And this cannot be healthy for you. Craig, my wife worked on my garage, cleaning up the garage because there's
And our
dirt,
house.
dirt.
Black
I think
soot off our house from him running the dump trucks in the driveway there. Greg would go out and tell him, shut those things off. That would just pump out the black and it pump right into our garage, pump all along our house. I've been on scrubbing the house this year. Had to scrub that whole side of our house. Funny, it's not in the backyard. It's not in our front yard. Well, if you want to call the lake our front yard, basically our front yard is this side, but it's terrible, and nobody listens. You know, we moved out there, we did everything we were told to do. We had Evelyn fail after us.
Right next to me.
We had Evelyn fail after us every step of
There's
the way.
there's a
Every step.
accident that happened. In fact, they almost hit my wife and daughter. 2 years ago.
We were going to Hibbing and we coming down, and I know this says no gossip, but this is truth. I don't know if you want to stop me, I don't know. But we were coming down Perry Road there, and he come flying around the truck with that dump truck that just
And a
pumps
trailer.
black diesel with a trailer. I can't believe, and I worked in the mines, and of course you know that he didn't roll it. He came around the corner so fast. And my daughter had to slam on her brakes. Greg went over to talk to him, and he says, just move. And, you know, we've had people move out of the neighborhood. In fact, one told another neighbor, I'm not putting up with this. Move up. Another one moved. Another one, her mother's begged her to move. I mean, this is really unfair that the rest of us have to put up with this, and
It's not right.
it's against the law. It's against the law, and you put up with this for about 4 years now. Walk out, look at that lake every day, listen to those trucks start a lot of mornings at 5:30 in the morning. Diesel park next, well, same park right next to our house, pouring that diesel in our garage, and we fairly did what we were supposed to do at that lake to
We
move
had to
out.
jump through hoops.
A lot of hoops, and we listened.
Ross Steve, not nice, do what I had to do, move in that place. And then this guy does that.
Comes and
It's
does
not
this
right.
to us, are we gonna put up with this till
Till I die or
Till we
until I
die?
leave. I'm not about to leave because
It's been
then I
4
lose.
years.
I lose the game, and it's not right.
We worked hard to do what we have done. Really, really hard to do what we've done. We spent a lot of money to live out there and pay the taxes out there like everybody else. We jumped through hoops to live out there.
About 3 weeks ago, my wife called Evelyn Police again because of the blight out there and everything else. And this gentleman was nice enough to come out there that night after his shift was done with, come out and take pictures, talk to him, okay? And he told us that, geez, there's meetings, St. Louis County meetings in...
Chief of Police told me.
Chief Police said, okay, that there's meetings in Duluth, the meetings in here. Today, that's why I'm here. I'm thinking, hey, tell somebody, this is not right, what we're going.
He also told us to get the papers, and we have the papers on it, of the court when he's been called in and what they've done about it at the police department. We've also been told all of this was sent to the sheriff's department in Evlith. He got another blight officer on this that's supposed to take care of Evlith Vale. As far as I know, they never even got a blight ticket. They cleaned up behind their house, of course, so they don't have to look at it, but leave it all piled behind our house. It's a mess.
This
It's
house-
terrible. And we, when we moved in there, before she married this man, she was so fussy, we got chewed out for our contractor putting a track on that property across the road when you made the corner. And not that I want to get into all the gossip, because I know you're not supposed to, but
Okay, we'll have staff look into that.
we've been saying this for 4 years.
I mean, I let you go a little bit over, but,
Well, I knew it would be, but this is important.
I hear you. Thank you. So, thank you for coming.
Thank you, thank you all. Thank you for listening.
Up next, Clayton Sitch.
Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
How are you? Well, I'm here talking about a
We get your name and address.
Clayton Sitch, 4955 Vista Bay Drive. I am currently on the Reedburg Town Board, and I will be on for the next 4 years. So we'll get together more often. I'm talking about unequal treatment of our gravel pit operators. We have a very good gravel pit operator, which is the older family, and we apparently have one that's uninspectable because it has not been inspected, and that's the one owned by the LTI, which is adjacent to that other pit. They share the same boundary. They sit right next to each other. And you folks have refused to inspect the McKeever pit. Absolute refusal. And I would call that unequal treatment. I don't think you treat our restaurants like that. I don't think you treat anybody like that. That's the only pit you will not inspect are from the other family. They sit next to each other. And I believe one of the big problems is, in the future, is called reclamation. Reclamation, it's a big word. Put on a piece of paper, reclamation. And there have been no efforts with the LTI property to do any reclamation. All the rest of our pits have been inspected, but LTIs have not. Certainly the one I'm speaking of. The McKeever pit has not been inspected. There is no report on it. We have requested a report on it. There has been no report. It kind of is bothersome to me that you're treating our operators differently. And I would hope in the future, as I continue to come and request this, we'll get to that point. It took 20 years to get Minnesota Power to operate the Island Lake Reservoir more favorable to the residents. There's a whole bunch of things I've been around for. And I will continue to be around because I'm playing a long game here. Who knows how much time I have left, but nevertheless, it is a long game. These things never are done easily, and it's unfortunate. So I really appreciate your time, and we'll see you at the next stop. Thank you.
And then Melissa Bell.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Melissa Bell. I live at 6382 Beaver River Road. I come to these meetings because you guys are elected officials. When you're elected, it is to speak for the people. And as you're going to represent our township, they more speak for the companies. And that's kind of what I'm hearing from you guys do sometimes. It's disappointing, but we keep coming here for the truth and the facts. Again, the 6464 pit is null and void. The ordinance says it shall be the responsibility of the director to notify the property owner upon discovery of an erroneous application. It doesn't say the director may or may not, or has a choice. He shall. It was referenced that in our court documents that the court, that you guys won, that we don't have to void it. Unfortunately, if you read the court documents, the court lost the ability to hear the claim. Without this, it would be improper. It was dismissed. Dismissed is not heard. So to try to say that we have no, like that it was already done by a judge is untrue. It was never heard. It was dismissed. Big difference. I recently got the administrative determination back that was requested from the complaint I did. Interestingly enough, I see a massive issue with conflict of interest, which I think I've proven by the one that was read out loud here, that there is favoritism towards this company. So the same person who granted this permit And we had emails knowingly that the permit was not appropriate and not in compliance. He gave it. We had emails of that. But yet, that same person is able to break the mystery determination. That's a conflict of interest. If you were at a hospital and there was a HIPAA policy broken, and it was actually investigated for a complaint, would that same person who broke the law be able to investigate themselves? No, they wouldn't. Absolutely not. And that's what's so frustrating here. You know, we talk about the inspections being done. In 08, these are the inspections, and they list all the parcel numbers on the 2 locations that aren't being properly done. One has 4 parcel numbers, but you know what? In this letter of a site visit, only 1 parcel is listed. Does anybody wonder why that happened? Like I talked about, reclamation. Mr. Nelson and me and I had a conversation. It's so bad that if this happens, it's a taxpayer problem because it's such a bad issue. So they're trying to avoid it. Also, the word site visit I always hear. But in the ordinance again, it is an inspection shall be conducted. An inspection. There's no word of site visits in your ordinance at all. So I keep finding it to be so strange that we hear different terms, and terms are important. I've asked for copies of some of these ones that have been referenced to me. I can't get the documents. I don't know if they don't exist, or 2 weeks later I can't get them still. And being this was from the mystery determination and referenced in that, I should have immediate rights to be part of the package, and it wasn't. So again, transparency is key. We represent all in this township and our county. And so, yes, some people say that it was given accordingly, but I've given you proof where it wasn't. And it doesn't matter if these things were fixed, if the land was bought finally 14 years after it was approved, or if something mistakes now. At the time of application, the application was wrong, and knowingly wrong. That's a big deal. It really is. People have to go through every other groups, to try to get you guys to follow the rules, and they don't happen. So, again, the transparency, and we keep going back to the planning department. We just heard it, like the stuff we have to deal with, try to get you guys to listen to us as citizens. It is really, it's disheartening to say the least. But I have copies of all these things if you guys want. I can give you copies of anything right now. But so you guys actually see the discrepancies. Question the planning department. I would love, again, to have a sit-down meeting and discuss this, because it is a very complicated issue. So again, I'm asking for a meeting to sit down and talk about this, because right now I'm being ignored, and I happen to know that the company with emails for the planning department and this owner